Alright, Poptastic Nation, thank you for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about being patient, and we're going to give you 5 tips on how to help you be more patient.
Stay tuned.
Thank you for joining us on the Be Poptastic podcast. And for those of you that's joining us for the first time and you wondering what the heck is Poptastic and the Poptastic podcast, well, we'll tell you. Right? So, before you can be Poptastic, you have to put the pop in the tastic. So, the first P represents positivity. And the O.
The O stands for optimistic.
Optimistic.
And then they go hand in hand. And then
the second P
is productivity.
Productivity. And if you can be positive, be optimistic, and productive, we guarantee that those are the keys to your success. So just start.
And those are the keys to be Poptastic.
Exactly.
All right.
Cool. So Mike, we're here. Our topic today is talking about being patient. I realize in life, for myself, for people that surround me, a lot of people really don't have patience and they really don't know how to have patience. I think a lot of people get discouraged when things don't go their way.
Yeah.
So typically they kind of give up on whatever they're setting their hearts out or their minds out to do. So something that I've been reflecting on lately about being patient, how things kind of happen at the right time, right? Everything happened at the right time, the right season, right? And I remember in the past, I wanted to give up on a lot of things, right? Because I just didn't have the patience. I figured that now was the time and I was ready for it. But I realized that by me being patient or it not happening when I wanted it to happen, I ended up getting new information, learning different things, meeting new people. So when it finally happened, I was ready for it. So I really wanted to go into depth about being patient with people and telling people some of the tips and some of the value that it is to be patient and just stay encouraged when things aren't going the way that you wanted to go at that time.
Well, I mean, so, talking about patience, one of the biggest things that I see in the younger generation, like my kids' generation, right? It's like they all want this stuff now. They want to be a YouTube influencer, Instagram influencer, and stuff like that.
They want it instantly.
And they want it instantly, and it's like, look, you don't understand. Like Logan Paul, he's been doing this stuff for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And he's just now making like $1 million a month now,
right. And it didn't
6
happen.
years later,
Yep.
out of his grinding and hustling and having patience.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mr. Beast, he started a YouTube channel when he was 12 years old.
Wow.
12 years old.
12 years old. How old is he now?
I think he just turned 21 or 22.
Nice.
So for almost 10 years, this guy has been making videos on YouTube, and he didn't start making any money until just a couple of years ago. So he had been so patient, and he had the Poptastic attitude. He was positive, he was optimistic, and he was productive, right? He was continuing to do what he was doing because he believed that one day it was going to pay off. And it's like, well, I've come this far. I know something's going to happen. I'm just going to keep going.
Question: do you think, or I'm starting to think, but do you think that a lot of people are getting discouraged or allowing the defeat to kind of hinder them because they're not setting realistic goals? I think one of the tips is, in order to be patient or have more patience, is set realistic goals.
Yeah.
Maybe start with smaller goals in order to help you build up to that bigger goal, compared to just setting a bigger goal and not giving yourself enough time within that to actually accomplish it. I think that's what a lot of people kind of need to do. So number one is setting realistic goals.
Absolutely.
You set smaller goals, realistic goals, so that way you can kind of take those steps so it can build up to the bigger goal or to get you to that bigger picture. I think that's one of the biggest factors that happen with a lot of people. They're not setting realistic goals. Another thing with patience as well, too, is the influence around them, right? Maybe it can be peers, right? When you feel that you have to live up to everybody's expectation, you know, it'll have you feeling to where it needs to happen immediately because somebody else is in your ear, compared to moving at your own time, your own pace. Mind you, you and I, we operate on a whole nother level, totally different.
Right.
But we can't expect anybody else to kind of move the way that we move.
Right.
But ultimately, it's about moving at your own pace.
I mean, there's people that move at a way faster pace than we do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's part of just being productive. You know what I mean? If you can, you know, take a 24-hour work day and get 2 days worth of work done in that day, then by all means make it happen. But if you only can get 1 day's day of work, you know, done in that day, that's perfectly fine.
That's
good, and it's okay as long as you're being productive, because ultimately them being productive will get them to that next step. So today it's about being patient. Being patient.
Well, let's see. So what's number 2? What's number 2?
So number two, I would say number 2 would really be focusing on yourself and setting your own goals and not have the influence of other people.
Man, that's exactly what I was just going to say. Don't worry about other people. Worry about yourself. Number
absolutely.
2, don't worry about other people.
Worry
about yourself. You know what? You're not going to be a Kardashian.
Nope.
You're not going to be Logan Paul. You're not going to be like Mr. Beast. You're not going to be... You know what I mean? Those people have been hustling for a long time, and you're not going to get there. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, take people that just want to be an entrepreneur and want to make money like right away.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? You can't just like get an online course and all of a sudden I'm going to make $100K next month.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
You got to work at it. You got to put in the work.
Absolutely. So that's what's fun. I'm thinking about this topic, and I think this should hit home for a lot of people, because I realize that a lot of people are sitting at home and they're beating themselves up because they just don't have the patience.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're just trying to shed some light into your life, to let you know that it's okay with being patient. So number 3.
Man, with patience, being, you know, I truly believe that you have to be optimistic about, you know, you have these goals.
Like yeah.
You're kind of forgetting, like, don't worry about what other people are doing, worry about yourself, right?
Yes.
You know, and you have to be optimistic that you're going to reach those goals.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I've said before, I have a 60-year goal. I'm very patient. I know it's going to take a very long time to get there. Mm-hmm. And I'm working and I'm hustling and I'm doing what I can to get there. But I know that, like, the realization of that goal won't happen until even after I pass, right? Yeah. So I'm very patient, but I'm setting goals right now
to get you there.
To get me there.
I would say if we had to go into number 4, I would say with being patient, make sure that your dream is bigger than your distractions.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Your dream has to be bigger than your distractions that's around you. Because
absolutely.
If your dream is that big, because mind you, there's so many distractions that's around us every day that kind of takes us off of our road or our journey. But just making sure that dream is bigger than the distraction, that will really help with the patience, you know.
Yeah.
5, I would say, just be consistent.
You know, that's true.
Be consistent.
I mean, I think being consistent is the key to almost everything.
Yeah.
Even marketing, you know, that's what I do. I'm a marketer, right? I market businesses, right? And if you put, well, even with this podcast, right? We release a video or a podcast. We just hooked up our audio, so we're upping our audio. So now we've been doing video on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram.
I'm like, did he say that already? Yeah.
But now that we've upped our audio equipment, we're going to be able to put the audio version of this out onto all the different podcasts. But it's really, Whether you're marketing a small business, post something once a week.
Once a week.
And make sure that you post it once a week.
Mm-hmm. Yep, being consistent.
On a Tuesday or Thursday or whatever. Like post a video or post a picture or something like that. But be consistent.
Be consistent. So those are your tips for today. I hope that most definitely helps somebody out there today as far as we're dealing with being patient. Because mind you, that is a big hurdle for a lot of people. It's just having the patience. The weight gain can be strong. And you know what's crazy? I'll speak on this really fast. And I just brought my first Maserati.
Oh man, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I just brought my first Maserati, man, and I feel beyond blessed, right? And as I reflect, I remember years ago, I will say over 6-7 years ago, I always said that I wanted a Maserati. And I remember I wanted it right there, instant graphic. I wanted it at that moment. Oh, I want a Maserati, right? Didn't know how I was going to be able to afford that car back then.
Yeah.
But I wanted it, right? And a lot of people make decisions and they're not in a financial situation to be able to afford things, which only end up being a hindrance towards that person, because now you're trying to have something that you're really not ready for, you know? And I think when it can be from financially, it can be mentally, right? When I was younger, I probably would want to show off and zoom and do donuts in the parking lot with this car. Now it's like I appreciate, certain things, and it's like, well, that's not me, and I understand that, hey, it's just a car at the end of the day. But as I sit back and I reflect, and I said, well, man, 7 years ago, I really wanted this car, and it didn't happen. But it didn't mean that it wasn't going to come to fruition. Camera style.